Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. We're back here, and this one we're actually breaking down the money services businesses, and that is an MSB, and essentially how it can potentially be a bad move in comparison to an electronic money institution, which is an EMI. Okay, now if you're serious about scaling in fintech, crypto, international payments, such as I am myself, definitely an entrepreneur in this space, then obviously this is definitely a video you will be interested in. We are, all there sharing some knowledge on, for those clients in this video who are considering a cross-border payments solution or business, wallet, card platforms, and obviously it can make you 6-7 figures a year instead of wasting time through going through MSBs, different types of licenses. Essentially what we recommend is in this video. So it's completely free information. Again, if you did want to find out more, you can book a meeting with me with a link down below. It is Will from 4-Point Solutions. I'm actually the co-founder of 4-Point Solutions. Me and Gabriel Pinker started this firm about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. As we are going to move into this video, essentially, number one, what even is an MSB, right? Very important stuff to be actually thinking on right now. So the MSB is essentially a downgrade or a lowered tiered business that obviously transmits monies, is a money transmitter, foreign exchange dealer, card processing, and those payment platforms, XYZ, which you can then integrate fiat and crypto together, which many people have been doing around the world who are entrepreneurs in fintech right now. Again, scaling those businesses very effectively. So essentially, an MSB is only generally spoken about regarding US and Canada. It's that typical Canadian license. So an MSB is only in US and Canada. And I'm essentially comparing that with a UK EMI or another EMI around the world, electronic money institution, which is obviously my favorite. Now, what I'm going to do is explain some of the problems we see with MSBs. Number one, it's very easy to obtain. It's pretty cheap. There's no passporting across jurisdictions. It's not really bank friendly. There's a lot of frequent debanking. There's also, with the MSB, it has limited credibility regarding partners and regulators because of obviously the low barriers to entry within that market. And again, there's no ability to issue IBANs, cards, or wallets, and there's a lot of regulation uncertainty going on in the United States as well, whether it transfers into Canada, which is where we do see most of the money service providers, right? So now let's go into the EMI. What is an EMI license? Super simple. It's regulated under EU payment services, and it's got similar laws to that, right? They can offer wallets, prepaid cards, IBAN accounts, and escrow and client fund handling. So they can hold client funds, which is a huge difference, right? Now, the obviously benefits of an EMI are great, and that is passporting across EU, EEA jurisdictions, trust with banks, and some other stuff like that. Okay, that obviously I've just mentioned cards, IBANs, holding client funds, and it's got a huge potential to create a high valuation in business. Well, MSBs don't typically sell for a lot. I have gone and shared a spreadsheet before in another video going over the prices of current institutions, but have these licenses that you can essentially buy into their business or buy the entire business. We understand what an MSB is, money service provider. It's used in Canada, and US, XYZ. Explained why MSBs are problematic briefly. I've explained what an EMI is, and I've explained EMI license advantages. Now, big differences here. They're actually trusted. There's a lot more trust. It's easier to sell out of an EMI than it is an MSB. Put it that way. So the key differences you've probably already seen. The startup costs, the long-term value, the card and IBAN issuance, bank credibility, client fund, passporting, and regulation depth. Again, you're looking at basic versus robust. Passporting, 1-0 obviously to EMI. Client fund, holding and handling, 1-0 to the EMI, so now 2-0. And again, regulation's much more robust rather than that one's a 3-0. Bank credibility, higher with an EMI, 4-0. Card issuance, can't do that with an MSB, can with an EMI, 5-0. Startup costs, okay, a lot higher, significantly higher, yes. And that's obviously for a reason. Quality, you pay for quality, you don't pay for a cheap license, okay? The same as a product, One mistakes that entrepreneurs make is assuming, that entrepreneurs go ahead and upgrade later. They think, I will start with an MSB and we'll go into an EMI later. This here, again, it's banks don't want to wait. Investors demand scalability. So if you've got investors for this firm that you're actually launching, then, it wants to be scaled fast. So why not just start in with a correct license and the one that's actually much more beneficial? Now, clients want credibility as well. They prefer to be in a very robust, high regulatory environment, which provides much more client security, investor security, and better money laundering controls compared to it would be MSB. MSB can potentially be used for some facilitating as well, but you just don't want to have the risk of it's better to be in a much more robust compliance environment. Yes, we don't like compliance, but it's there for a reason at the end of the day, to fight financial crimes. And obviously we want to promote fighting financial crimes. What I don't like myself, and also on behalf of my company, is obviously the intrusion into privacy, where businesses slow down because there's too much compliance, there's so many questions, X, Y, Z. So it's really creating a solution where the banks understand what you're doing. They know it's completely legal. They know this is fine. They know where the source of funds are. They know all of this. Everything's very compliant and perfect and presented in a nice manner, rather than your account or payments being held for 2-3 days. So that's very key of all of this. And again, MSBs aren't great in that sense. So again, long-term solution. Apply for your own EMI license. We've got Lithuania, Malta, UK, Ireland, great licenses. Obviously recommend selling out of London. Such an easy sell as well for those sales guys. MSBs are short-term and unstable. EMIs is the only scalable option for fintech growth. Get proper legal and regulatory support from day one. Very simple. Again, how I can help, whatever. We help founders build proper EMI structures. We reach out legal compliance and structuring support. We can do most of this in-house as well. And again, some of our businesses, which is FPS Financial Group, Global Dial, Xledger Payments, Peak Small Trust, Forward Point Solutions, the list goes on. I'm very heavily invested in the fintech space, from my recent venture, actually, in a recent accounting practice over in Mayfair in London. So that's up and running super nice now, 2 to 3 months, and we've already hit 150k revenue for the business, which is very nice. So it just shows it's a very simple business, and that's already started, and really, really good stuff. And if you do want to obviously get in touch and set one of these up, then we can go ahead and do that. So anything else, guys, let me know how we can help, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.